I forgot to take that. All right. You know what it is. All right, this is what it is. This is what it is. Big shout out to Sadat X and everybody for holding me down when I was locked up. You know, my line producer just told me to do a special live for the weekend. Just listen to the song with me real quick. Burger, goddamn MPVs, BBS rims with the wide bodies. Hit the PGs on down to Drew Ham. Go a little further, see slick in the fam. So boy was Ram, niggas knew how to ball team. These are when them boys from Eaton Wall. We was eating all. Wasn't no sketches, Mecca audio. Hit that like button, hit that like button. I seen it firsthand, he was down with brand new and free, my man. Yo, word up, you feel like right here. All right. All right, you know what it is. All right, I'm gonna do a special live. I'm gonna break down the different levels of the federal prison system. You know, so I'm gonna break down the different lives of the federal prison system. I'm gonna break down the different levels of the federal prison system so y'all understand. They got lows, mediums, highs, and camps. You know what I mean? And then they got the supermax. And they got the maximum security prison and everything. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let me see them thumbs go up, man. Hit them like buttons. It's Friday. All right, it's Friday. Jay Edmonds, what's up? You know what I mean? Thanks for enjoying the content. You already know I'm just trying to bring you the real to prevent the youth from going down the path. I ain't going to let nobody downplay it. I ain't going to let nobody make it sound like it was easy because it wasn't even easy for me. Let's just get that right. All right? And you see, I wear my glasses so I can read the comments. So I'm going to do a joint where I'm going to, pay attention to the comments and we're going to do what we got to do. You know what I mean? Make sure you like and subscribe. Tell them Jay Edmonds. You know what I mean? That's what it is. All right? Mississippi in the house. Where y'all tapping in from? Where y'all tapping in from? Let me know where you at. Roll call, damn it. Roll call. You know what I mean? Where y'all tapping in from? All right. Matt Duzaski said the interview yesterday was great. Would love to see more interview content. I got some more. I'm getting ready to interview Antone White from Washington, D.C. You know what I mean? Just so you know. All right. We got Trinidad in the house. We got Richmond in the house. You know what I mean? Gump Dog 49. You know what I mean? We got Skinny Me in the house. All right, where y'all from? Where y'all from? I'm only calling out the people tapping in, letting them know where you from. All right, where you from? Big shout out to Kiss Major. That's the female on this track. The homies made this track for me while I was locked up to help free me. You know what I mean? South Africa in the house. You know what I mean? Mateski Ramato. Don't hit me for it. Buffalo in the house. Be more in the house. Derek Easterday. What's up? You know what I mean? Salute. Where y'all tapping in from? You know, Bad News, Virginia. That's Newport News where I caught my case for those of y'all that don't know. You know what I mean? Tap in. Where you from? Keep it going. All night, y'all. I like the way it's going down. You like that? We like that. You like that? All right. Mecca Audio. We all tapping in from Orlando in the house. Susan Feinberg, what's up? Keep it going. DC in the house. I see. All right. Oh, Eastgate Jets. What's up?
Original party, man, and my man Ron D for producing this track, man. Best of luck.
Big shout out to Kevin Charles. All right. So now this is where we at, man. I did a video yesterday where I interviewed dude. You know what I mean? Because I want y'all to hear from people that been in the system to understand what's going on in the system. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? So I interviewed dude yesterday because I want y'all to know California in the house. Gump Dog. You know what I mean? Trinidad by way of California. Now, so y'all understand, there's different levels in the federal prison system. You know what I mean? Thailand. You know what I mean? Thailand by way of California. Now, there's different levels in the FBOP, they call it, Federal Bureau of Prison for the feds. When you get locked up in the feds, they try and keep you in your area unless the prosecutor's mad, he send you wherever. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say wherever, meaning he could send you anywhere in the country because you're a federal inmate. So that means that you could go anywhere on federal soil. They could send you to Puerto Rico. They could send you to Hawaii. They could send you to Guam. They don't normally do that unless you're screwing up over here. Then they send you way over there. When you're doing things in the prison, if you mess up and you got control in the prison, you know what I mean? Or you're controlling drugs or, you know, gangs or whatever, they'll send you away from your geographical location to get you away from the people that you're most influential over. All right. So remember, hit that like button. Now I want y'all to understand, when I was on the street, everybody was talking about, oh man, it's better to do fed time than state time. They got golf courses. You know what I mean? They got this, they got that. None of that was true. When they put me in the system, they sent me to Lewisburg. My first day there, I witnessed the murder. You know what I mean? Because you had the California MA and the Texas MA was beefing back then. You understand? And they had some on-site beef. On-site means I already did a video on that, but I'm going to break it down again so don't nobody feel disrespected because you already know this from past experience or from me telling you on this YouTube channel. They had on-site beef. So they wasn't allowed on the compound with each other. They sent a dude there that was from California, and the Texas MA had what they call the yard. You know what I mean? Meaning they had Texas MA in the yard. Now, sometimes the feds, they do it intentional, and sometimes they make mistakes because they're human, and they'll send a California MA to a yard that the Texas MA got when they know that it's on site. If they pissed off at the inmate, they're going to send you where your ops is at. Let's get that right. You go to trial and you piss off the government, they're going to send you where they know your ops is at, hoping that you get killed or you kill somebody to run your time up because you went to trial, made them waste money. Hit that like button, right? So now, my first day there, I'm standing up on the red top with my man Bounty, Doo-Wop, Youngin, Prime, Powerful. You understand what I'm saying? We all stand up on the red top, and all I heard was boom. You know, when I heard that, I looked over to my right and I see a Spanish dude laying down. He holding his neck. His hand is like this on his neck. So I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking he's trying to protect his head when he hit the ground or whatever. Maybe he had a seizure. You know what I mean? And then I seen another dude walk over and kick him right here on his hand. And when he kicked him, the knife went through his neck. You understand what I'm saying? One dude stabbed him. Another dude went and kicked the knife through his neck. Welcome to the penitentiary. You understand? So what? Just so you understand, gangs run the penitentiary. That's what run the penitentiary. Gangs. Now they just had Midwest gangs, and you know what I mean by penitentiary is, you know, maximum security prison. In the maximum security prisons, gangs run it. So being that the gangs run it, and that's why I like on Rikers Island to take you back and forth a little bit. That's why on Rikers Island, that's why they started the Blood Nation on Rikers Island to protect themselves. You know what I mean? From the Latin gangs that was there. You know what I mean? Because the blacks had to come together. So you couldn't be on Rikers Island and say, oh, I'm running, you know, I'm solo. You know what I mean? I'm not with nothing. I'm not with this. You know, I'm not with that. None of that. You couldn't do none of that back then. You understand what I'm saying? So being that you couldn't do none of that, then they formed the Blood Nation so that they could have a strong coalition of men to go against the opposition of the Latin gangs. You know what I mean? The Latin kings, the Netas, and things like that. So that's what was happening in the state. But then now the feds on the East Coast, we didn't have a lot of gangs on the East Coast. When I was in Lewisburg, we had 2 Crips and 1 Blood when I got there in 1994, just so you understand. You understand what I'm saying? And they was cool because none of their ops was there, none of their homies was there. But then now, as time went on, and guys started messing up out in Lum Park, because they didn't have Victorville, they didn't have Atwater, they didn't have none of them West Coast penitentiaries built at the time. We're talking about 1994. So you mess up in California, let's say you bringing drugs in and you get caught on a visit. They know your girl coming to visit you regular. They send your ass out to Lewisburg. You know what I mean? They send you all the way to Lewisburg because they figure they send you across the country. Now your girl can't come bring the drugs to corrupt their prison. You know what I mean? Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. So imagine being from California and they send you all the way across to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania from California. Like me, I was in Allenwood Penitentiary in 1999 after I came out of ADX, and they sent in 2001, they sent me out to California because I had a lot of heroin on the compound. None of that is to brag, just keeping it 100, let you know what it is. Now, when I was selling my drugs, like anybody else selling your drugs, you have to, you know, if you're doing anything making money on the penitentiary, man, anything making money on a penitentiary compound. I'm not talking about the lows, the mediums, because the lows is where they send guys that got like under 5 years. You know what I mean? And that's where they send guys that got under 5 years and, you know, things like that. And then you got the mediums if you got over 10 years. You know what I mean? So that's where they send you. You know what I mean? So and then you got the penitentiary that when you got over 30 years. You know what I mean? So imagine everybody with 30 years and everybody miserable and everybody's broke because we no longer could go sell our drugs, could do the scams, could do our stick-ups or do nothing to get money. So now you're in the penitentiary and you see someone getting money from your race. You understand what I'm saying? And you feel like, oh, I'm supposed to be eating too. You know what I mean? So that's where the wolves come from. So the wolves is going to come at you two ways. They're either going to try and soft press you or hard press you. You know what I mean? Soft press you, they come at you to smile. Yeah, homie, you see, we from the same town, you eating. Let me eat with you. That's soft pressing. You understand what I'm saying? And we have a third type of pressing. You know what I mean? That's called self-pressing. Self-pressing is when a dude feels intimidated by a wolf and he himself start to feed the wolf. You know what I mean? And you already know once you feed a wolf, a bear, a lion, or anything in the wild, they're going to continue to come because they got free food. You understand? That's why they tell you when you're in the wilderness, don't feed the bears. You understand what I'm saying? Because the bears is considered as a wolf because they got aggressive mentality, aggressive demeanor. You understand? So now you get money on the compound. So now, you know, your homies or your race or whatever, whoever's from your geographical location, they feel like they could come to you and say, man, you know, yo, you're going to break me off, my nigga. I'm trying to eat too. You understand? And nigga going to have his knife. You understand? He might have 3, 4 homies with him. You understand what I'm saying? Say, y'all, I want to eat too. Now, what you going to do when they come at you? They say, man, I'm trying to eat, man. You know what I mean? You getting all this dope in the compound. I'm trying to eat. You understand what I'm saying? You bust your knife. You know what I mean? And this happens to the best of them. You understand what I'm saying? No matter who you are. So let's get that straight. You understand what I'm saying? Because even when a wolf is getting the pack, you know what I mean? He got to make sure he look out for the other wolves within his circle, because if wolves outside his circle decide to make a move on him, his wolves within his circle have to be able to, you know, feel obligated and feel like they're eating too off the pack, meaning off the drugs, the hustle, the poker table, or whatever you're doing, in order, you know what I mean, for them to put their life on the line and bring their knife out and gamble with their life and their freedom and their liberty to defend you and your drugs. So you can't sit here and say that, you know, the best of them, he getting drugs, he doing what he got to do, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to him, this and that. He a man, and he gonna tell it, you know, and pick and choose who he want to look out for. But he know when shit hit the fan that he's gonna need more than just himself. You understand what I'm saying? Now, big shout out to Harry Hunt. Now, Harry Hunt, that's Big C from the Supreme Team. Y'all heard about C, Prince, but y'all ain't hear about Harry Hunt. Harry Hunt is from Queens down with the Supreme Team, official dude, that's Big C. Google him. He got killed out in Beaumont. I'm going to do a whole special on him. That was my brother. You understand what I'm saying? He got killed out in Beaumont, got stabbed in his heart and died out in Beaumont. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not even going to tell you how he died on this live. I'm going to just tell you when we do the joint. If y'all got any questions, shoot them up in the comments, because I want to break down, you know, because I saw a couple of comments in the interview I did yesterday where certain people was thinking that you could go on the compound and say, I'm going to do this, and, you know, I don't have to worry about nothing. Nah, you got to break somebody off, my nigga, because niggas is coming at you. Niggas ain't got no money, ain't got no income except for whatever they family sending them, and they family still got their lives to live, and they was taking care of their families when they was out there. So their family don't have it to take care of them, because that's why they was running the streets, doing the crime that they was doing to feed their family. Y'all understand that? If you understand that, give me a thumbs up. I'm talking about max penitentiary. I'm not talking about no FCIs. I'm not talking about no lows. It took me 20 years for them to send me to a FCI. I got locked up in 1993 and didn't hit a FCI until 2007. I lasted 90 days on a compound. You know what I mean? I was still into selling drugs and, you know, all the foolery, making knives and doing everything else, making wine. So, of course, they shit me. Hit that like button. I want to see them like buttons go up, man. You know what I mean? You know, FCI stands for medium, lows, and camps. You know what I mean? Which really stands for Federal Correctional Institutions, because that's what FCI stands for, Federal Correctional Institution, because that's where people go to get rehabilitated. But they figure when you got 30 years or more, they throwing you in the wolf pen. You understand what I'm saying? So you're not going on no compound where dudes ain't got no money coming in, and you're going to run around thinking that, you know what I mean, you're going to be selling drugs, you know what I mean, and ain't going to have to look out for nobody. You got to look out for your people the same way on the street. You know what I mean? Running the poker table, running the ticket. You know what I mean? Because tickets is a big hustle in there, because everybody like to gamble to pass time. You know what I mean? Whatever you're doing, if you making money, somebody's coming at you because they want to eat with you. You know what I mean? And they're going to try and ask you nice. That's the soft press. Or it might just be a straight wolf that feel like, man, I ain't got no nice in me. That nigga eating, he looks soft. I'm trying to get mines. You know what I mean? That's the penitentiary, man. You know what I mean? That's the maximum security prison. You know, you ask anybody that been to prison, they'll tell you. You get in that pack, you're going to get problems. You know what I mean? Now, I'm going to tell you one. I'm going to mention my man, big shout out to Louisiana and the Dirty South car. Y'all dying to hear these Dirty South stories, so I'm going to give you a Dirty South story right now. You know what I mean? In this live, so y'all might get a few stories in this joint. I'm going to give you the Dirty South. We got my man, Richard Pina. You know what I mean? If y'all from Louisiana, y'all know Richard Pina. That's the one that they allegedly was supplying Master P and was running all that out there when Master P see murder, Master P brother got killed and all that, you know, when he decided to go out west to get his life together. So this is for my Louisiana car. Y'all been asking for it. So I'm going to give it to you. Then I'm going to give y'all one. Hit that like button, man. I want to see them like buttons go up, man. So I'm tapping out. I'm not going to waste my time. You ain't getting no cash app and you ain't hitting the like button. So if you don't like what I'm saying, I could go find something else to do today. So hit them damn like buttons. Now, Richard Pina, I'm with Richard Pina in Lum Park. Richard Pina's in the hole. Richard Pina spent over 2 years in the hole. Damn near 3 years in the hole in Lum Park. You know what I mean? Because he was a big boy out of Louisiana. My Louisiana car to the South. Y'all know about Richard Pina. Richard Pina in the hole. And you know what I mean? Because Richard Pina, you know, he about that money. But Richard Pina in the hole, when I come in the hole with Richard Pina, after he there about 18 months, 2 years, I wound up in the hole with Richard, and Richard is like, yo, you gonna keep coming to the hole, brother, until you file chapter 11. Now, who know what he talking about? He said, Unique, you're in the penitentiary, you're a made man, you're getting money, your name is big. You understand what I'm saying? Hit that like button. He said, you're gonna have to file chapter 11 or you're gonna wind up keep coming to the hole. He said, man, I'm about to file chapter 11. You know what I mean? We're in the penitentiary talking about chapter 11. Yes, the same chapter 11 that's out here in the world. Chapter 11 is plain broke, saying that you ain't got no money and you're claiming bankruptcy. Because when dudes feel you got the money and you're hustling and you getting money, they're going to come at you. You understand what I'm saying? And then, of course, you're going to defend yourself because there ain't nothing soft about you. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So Richard was the first one to tell me that, man, if you try to get out of prison and program, because shit is going to change later, you're going to have to file chapter 11. He said, man, I'm filing chapter 11. You understand what I'm saying? Right or wrong? So y'all understand where I'm coming from. All right. So Richard told me, it's getting blurry. What, the screen? Oh, man. Okay, the screen getting blurry. All right, let me see. Now it's light when I move my hand. This better? You know? All right. So now Richard told me to file chapter 11. He said, Unique, I'm about to file chapter 11 so I can just slow my bid down. Because as long as I'm moving, you know what I mean, out here, because, you know, he was getting dope on the compound too. I mean, keeping it 100. He got shots for it, so ain't nobody telling. You know what I mean? But so we always, on the investigation and all that. And like I said, when the wolves come, we got to defend ourselves against the wolves. So he said, if you ain't trying to, keep going at it with the wolves, you got to follow chapter 11. Because wolves sit back and they look to see who got food, who got steak, who got meat, who got stamps, who got dope, you know what I mean? Who got the poker table, who got the tickets, you know what I mean? And those are who the wolves go at, you know what I mean? So he was the first one. Big shout out to Richard Pena and Louis, Dirty South official. Now, I'm gonna take it to the Midwest, you know what I mean? I'm taking it to the best friends. If y'all from Detroit, y'all know about the best friends. Big shout out to Flex G, you know what I mean, and the whole crew. Y'all know the Midwest. Y'all know best friends. You know what I mean? And, because Big Flex get ready to come home. He writing books. I was out there with him and all that. Now we in Allenwood. You know what I mean? They doing their thing and all that. A wolf started talking, started trying to stir up something behind their back, some other people from Midwest, because the wolves is only going to come out from wherever your geographical location is from. You understand? Let's get that straight. Like if you're from New York, you know what I mean? If you from New York, you're gonna have New York wolves come at you. You're from Detroit, it's gonna be Detroit wolves. If you're from Atlanta, it's gonna be Atlanta wolves, and that's how it is. But 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get a wolf from Atlanta, going at a wolf from California, or a wolf from New York going at a dude from Cali, unless they're on the East Coast where they know that their numbers are lower. You know what I mean? So now it's not a lot of Cali dudes to go at, but normally it stays within your circle. So your worst enemy is your best friend. I mean, your best friend is your worst enemy. That's how it is. You know what I mean? I'm texting somebody to call in real quick, trying to get you all a little surprise. So that's how the wolves work. But I'm talking about penitentiary. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you, even when I was on the compound and I was getting my dope, I'm telling you, I had to make sure that my team ate. That way my team is willing to put their life on the line. I couldn't run around selling dope on the compound and disrespect my team. Because I'm going to give you another one real quick. We out in the Midwest. I mean, out in California, Lompar. One of the homies getting money, he's getting dope, selling dope. And then another one of the homies, he like to sniff the dope. So every night he just want a bag of dope to go in so he can lay back, sniff the dope, and forget about his problems, for the rest of the night. Hit that like button, man. You know what I mean? So, he like to get his little ping on 1, 2. So he doing his thing. You know what I mean? Now the other homie that's getting the pack, he kept looking out for him every night. He give him a little bag to go in and whatever. But then dude started wanting a bag during the day. So now it's coming up to wanting more. You understand what I'm saying? So now he getting heavy. You understand what I'm saying? That's what you call heavy. You know what I mean? Because the monkey on his back is making him put the press on the homie that's getting the pack. So the homie told him, nah, man, I can't be giving you something twice a day and 3 times a day. You know what I mean? You got to get a hustle or something, because I can't keep feeding you because you take it from my profit. You understand what I'm saying? So the homie official, so he said, all right, you on your own. You know what I mean? Because when the wolf hits you, then you're going to see how valuable I am. Now that everything is cool and, things moving smooth for you, you think everything is good. So the homie wasn't talking to him. So now when they saw the homie wasn't talking to him, so now the wolves start looking at him. You understand what I'm saying? We out west. So now the California wolves is looking at a New York dude that's hustling, because he see that, he falling out with the car because he's not feeding the car. So now we out in the yard. So when we out in the yard, the California dudes move on him and, they try to extort him. You know what I mean? So of course, he wasn't going for it. So he jumped up and he swung back. You know what I mean? So when he swung back, the California dudes figured he by himself, because he stopped looking out for the New York dudes. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? So the same dude who he was feeding every night that told him he on his own, because we loyal like that. We ain't going to sit there and let drugs let us leave our homie out there to get crushed by somebody from another car, especially all the way across country. So even though the homie wasn't talking to him, the homie went and grabbed the big ass curl ball, the joint that got the dip in it. He grabbed the curl ball. This the homie that was, that was getting high. He grabbed the curl ball, and he started busting the California dudes in the head, and he's swinging the joint, and they swinging their knives, and it was a big old fight with New York and California. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the fight out there at the weight pile that got the weights taken over in Lompar. You know what I mean? When they wound up taking the weights for that, because dudes was using the weights, the curl bars, and everything else as weapons. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to enter into this world, enter into this world. I'm not going to let nobody come on my channel and sit here and downplay that joint is a gladiator school. It ain't nothing nice, and you know what I mean? And you got to click up in order to get along in there. You understand? Unless you file Chapter 11. You can survive in prison, but you got to play broke. You can't run around with jewelry on and nice clothes every day and big bowl of food every night in the day room when everybody else hungry and think you're not going to track the wolves. You understand? In order to survive by yourself, because you can't survive by yourself in there. In order to survive in there by yourself, you got to play broke. Whatever you got, you put it in your damn locker. You lock your locker. When you eat your big bowl, you eat your bowl in your cell. And you don't mingle and talk with a bunch of people, because nobody knows a fool or a rich man or any man until he opens his goddamn mouth. So the best thing to do is not say nothing. You know what I mean? Because now I'm going to bounce back to Coleman. You know what I mean? I was with one of the Italians in Coleman, and my man, you know what I mean, told me, yo, go check such and such. You know what I mean? He probably could help you with what you're trying to do. So I go to the Italian's room, and I knock on the door, and I see him standing there. So I open the door, I walked in, and he took 3 quick steps. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. He took 3 quick steps to the door and stopped me at the door and said, can I help you? I said, yeah, the homie told me to holler at you that you might be able to help me with this legal issue, whatever. He said, okay, hold up. I'll be out in a minute. You understand what I'm saying? And he came out the cell and talked to me on the rail. You know what I mean? So I felt offended because he stopped me from coming in the cell. So then now, after we talking, he saw my demeanor wasn't like with him. So I got the information, hit that like button. I walked away from him, and I went back and I talked to my man. I said, yo, I don't like that dude, man. I went over there to go holler at him, and he stopped me at the door. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to steal something, and, you know, kept me, you know what I mean? And made me, you know, talk to me on the rail. You know what I mean? That's shit crazy. So you said, nah, he good people, man. Just go ask him what was that about. Maybe he was doing something he didn't want you to see when you came to the door. I said, maybe that's what it is. So I go back over there now, and I talked to the white dude. I said, yo, the Italian. You know, I said, yo, what's up? You know, when I came, you act like, you know, I was going to steal something. My name Unique, man. You know, I pull out a bunch of stamps. I'm like, no, man, I'm getting money. I got mine. I ain't one of these, you know, type of dudes that's going to do no derelict shit. And he said, yo, look, I'm going to tell it to you real, because I've been down already 25 years. You only been down about 8. So I'm going to tell you like this. He said, we don't let nobody in our cells, because if you don't let nobody in your cell, because your cell is considered your house. If you let somebody in your house, now they feel comfortable. Once someone feel comfortable, that's where the disrespect come in. You know what I mean? That's where the thoughts of weakness come in. So no disrespect to you, but I don't let anyone come in my house. You know what I mean? Talking about his cell. So that's when I got that lesson. Because, you know, you go to dude's cell and, you know, and you just go in the cell and you sit down and you talk and you kick it and whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But the Italian was like, you know, it's only a handful of us Italians here. So I just keep everybody out. You know what I mean? And it's no disrespect to you, but I think you should really incorporate this in what you doing too, because you hustling. So if a customer come to your house to come buy something, and you to your cell, and you let him in your cell, now he knows what your cell look like. And from the first time in your cell, he's going to feel like he could always come in your cell. So if you stop him from not coming in your cell, you don't ever have to worry about him feeling, you know what I mean? Like if he's welcomed in your house, or like your house is his house. Because when he feel like your house is his house, he's going to feel like what you have, he should have. And then dudes come in, and when they're talking to you, they got Roman eyeballs that's watching everything in the cell. You understand what I'm saying? You know? Yeah, take that for a learning lesson on the street as well. You don't invite anybody to your house. You know what I mean? No disrespect. For those of y'all that know me and know my brother Peter Hall's case, when we take a female to our house, we blindfold them. We get a girl in the car, if we like them that much and we take them to the house, we put the blindfold on them. We put a blindfold on them, and we let them lay the seat all the way back so they don't know where they're going. And every house got a garage. We pull in the garage, and then they take the blindfold off. And they're not allowed to look out the window, so they ain't got to know what neighborhood you're in. And that's how we had to survive on the street. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's how I lived to be 58. And rest in peace to my brother that didn't. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. So don't think that it's nothing crazy that a nigga saying. I'm just letting you know how it is. So the same rules that apply on the street apply on the inside, you know? Oh, hold on. This is my man here. My man just called. I'm going to show you how real I am. This is Gene Oscar, caught his case in Norfolk, Virginia. So y'all from Norfolk know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Oh, man, so I got to take it off of here. Let me see. I definitely want y'all to hear my man got to say. I'm going to put him on speaker. Yo, Gene, what up? Wait, whoa. Let me put you on speaker. I'm doing a live now. The people don't know that I'm connected to real people, real men of honor. What's up, family?
Yo, what's up, son? What's the word, man? I've been wondering what's up with you, bro. I ain't hear nothing. I just recently found out you was out there, bro.
Yeah, you already know. First of all, I'm doing a live YouTube so that people understand. This is Gene Oscar, right? So I'm going to tell you how I know this man so you understand. He was in Norfolk, Virginia facing a capital murder. You know what I mean? His whole crew went to trial. Everybody on his case went to trial, right or wrong, Gene?
You better believe it.
You know? Yo,
tell him. Believe it.
Listen, man. Yo,
everybody.
Tell them about your case real quick, man. Tell them roughly about your case, what you locked up for. Just tell them what you locked up for, so they know who you are.
I went out from Brooklyn, New York. First of all, I went out there to Virginia chasing them dollars, and in the process down there getting some money, people got in the way of it, and next thing you know, one thing led to another, and lay a few people down. But along came the federal government, and everybody stood up like Unique said. We wrote it out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Alongside Unique on his case, he wrote his out. So
and just
here I am still in here.
All right. So now I want to say this about Gene Oscar so y'all understand. Y'all getting a special exclusive. When I was going to trial, I had all types of rats come get on this and testify against me, saying everything. People that didn't even know me jumped on it, saying what they want to say. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. I got Gene Oscar on the phone. But I'm letting you know, Gene Oscar and his brother Franz Oscar, both of them got on the stand and testified in my behalf to explain how rats jump on people's case to free me. He testified for me, not for the government. Right or wrong, big bro?
That's right. It's hard for us to find anybody to defend us, so we got to defend each other.
You understand what I'm saying? So, yo, I'm doing a live now because I did a little YouTube joint, and people thinking that they could come up on that they could come in the federal system and don't be affiliated with nothing, you know what I mean, and get money and survive. People getting money in there. You in the prison. How long you been in?
29 and a half years.
29 and a half years, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, he been in 29 and a half years. In 29 and a half years, you seen a dude running around selling dope, you know what I mean? Running tickets, running poker tables, and don't have a crew behind him.
Don't have nothing standing behind him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got
don't even pay and don't even pay no homage for real to the dudes who stood there with them, and they don't even understand we the reason why they could do it. Yeah,
you understand? So then when something jump off, now they need the money for help them, right or wrong?
Exactly. Sometimes dudes want to give you the problem. Most of the time they want to give you the problem that they don't want to share the money.
You understand what I'm saying? And don't go ahead, finish. My bad.
And they don't understand that, you just ain't going to run around and do what you want to do like that without the homies behind you. You know what I mean?
You understand?
They leave and then they don't even look back.
You understand? Because like you said, they leave me, they get busted in the head, stabbed up, robbed or whatever, and then they go to another jail and realize they should have had the homies behind them. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That same thing's still going on today. You know what I mean? They come in, they benefit off your strength. They ain't got no strength. They benefit off us. Unique, you know how that go.
But that's what I want them to understand, that they need the strength of the other men that's in the prison. That ain't no one man running around and getting money and not breaking. They breaking somebody off. You know what I mean? That's gonna look out for them, because wolves is in the cut all day.
All day long, man. You got wolves in sheep and all kind of clothing hiding, you know what I mean? Waiting, lurking, trying to strike any minute. Last time I lived that life.
Last time I was with Gene was in 2003 in Coleman. I was there for like 3 months, and they grabbed me and took me off the compound and sent me to Lee County. You know what I mean? And this is a man, like I said, I talked to one of my other brothers, big shout out to Amir from the E-Port Posse yesterday, and Amir was letting me know straight up that, you know, that he over there and that he was there with Gene. I said, get that, but that's my brother for life. I owe him my life because he gambled his life to get on the stand against the big entity of the federal government to testify on my behalf.
Oh yeah, you remember how mad they was at me, right?
No, let them know how the government responded when you took the stand for me, letting them know that the government is some scum bastards that go get anybody jump on people's case. Tell them about that.
Yeah, they got mad because I watched the whole scene, how they did at our trials, you know what I mean? Leading the jury on to what they wanted to believe. So when I got on there, I reacted the way they had the informants, looking at the jury, speaking to the jury, but telling the facts. You know what I mean? Because these guys, they get their time, they hanging around a federal prison waiting on somebody's case to jump on so they could get a reduction in time. And it just so happened that dude tried to jump on your case, and I had to come up there and tell him, nah, that nigga's a creep. He was laying around waiting on, trying to get free off somebody else. Like,
you understand?
And the prosecutor got mad at me, talking about I was mad at the federal government. In other words, so I'm just there on your behalf because I'm mad at them. Nah, I'm there to tell the truth. The bitch motherfucker, excuse my language, was lying.
You know what I mean? And what did you go to trial for so they understand? Because they keep yelling like, oh, yo, Gene, this is crazy. I just got put in this new world. Listen to this one. They think that because a man is facing a death penalty, that he's not going to stand strong on honor. What was you facing?
Yeah.
Tell them what you was facing.
I was facing capital murder for two homicides.
You know what I mean?
They came at me with a plea bargain, talking about, my lawyer did, talking about would I be willing to cop out and take a life. I asked him, I said, I'm from New York City, man. We didn't have no death penalty at the time. I said, one thing I do know is law. If I'm not mistaken, me walking in that courtroom pleading out to a life to this case, I would be pleading out to life without parole, without not. He said, yeah, now fuck that, let's roll the dice. I'd rather die than to walk in there and tell him, give me life. You crazy as shit.
And how long you been in?
29 and a half years.
Okay, because they out here, listen, this is what they out here thinking, my brother. So, you know, I want to know that I'm not the only man cut from this cloth. You're talking to another one right here. They out here thinking that if you facing a death penalty or life in jail, that you're going to tell. And they're openly saying that they're going to tell.
Well, listen, they better understand. Out of 12 people sitting on the jury, 11 of them said to burn my ass up. Only one ruled in my favor, which is why I didn't get the death penalty. Because in the federal system, it got to be a unanimous vote. To put you to sentence you to death, all 12 must agree. And in my situation, 11 said yeah and kill me. Even one lady, Vivian Lee's her exact name, said no, I don't believe that, because the simple fact is the same people that's testifying against him, I see from what I see, they should be at the table with him. Instead, they walking out the door and leaving the courthouse. And I'm not going to put him to death for that reason, you know. So
my man was facing a death penalty. He blew trial on the case. He went to the death penalty provision. You know what I mean? The jury said, I remember, because they put it in the newspaper. Y'all could Google him. His name is Gene Oscar. I'm giving y'all gangsters that y'all don't know about that ain't hit YouTube yet. You know what I mean? These is men that I left behind. Now, the jury said that when they walked in the courtroom, it felt like a lynching, like a modern day lynching with an elevator. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
With an elevator.
Oh, yeah, they wanted my neck bad, you know. Me and my brother.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? And this man, after he blew trial, he still came back and testified to try and free me when he was sentenced to life in federal prison.
That's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying? So
that's a fact. They can read it. It's on there.
Yeah, but that's what I'm letting them know, that I'm dealing with men of honor, that we'll die before we tell. 29 years in prison. Have you ever thought about telling? 29 to get out. Huh?
I died death before dishonor, baby. You know that.
All right? This is the type of men I'm dealing with, so you know we exist. And he trying to get out of prison.
Before dishonor, you know where we stand. You know, you feel me?
But they don't understand that, my brother. They don't understand that. They out here.
Yeah, hey, listen, I see the calibers that's coming into the federal system now, right? They have no loyalty, no sense of honor, nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just dragging them in here with a red rag in their back pocket or blue handkerchief or whatever. Then when they come in, you try to tell them how it go. They following some other shit. You know what I mean?
You see what I'm saying? Just so y'all understand. You know? Now finish. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, big bro.
Yeah, it's hard to make them understand the reality of what these federal USPs is about. Because they didn't see when you was in here with me. They didn't see that power. Everybody in here had life sense. You know what I mean? They coming in with this little shit and they point people out. Yeah, he did it, you know. He was the guy, you know. They just telling this to tell now, bro.
You understand what I'm saying? But now how they get treated when they come in there?
Oh, they're gonna get work the minute the word gets that they testified. You know, nowadays it's easy to find out if somebody's a rat because of the computer system. You know what I'm saying? Once they come in, well, you know, I'll be talking to them while somebody else run their name through or whatever. But however it go, they can't hide like they used to. No, it's not gonna happen.
You understand?
And they're gonna get stabbed, stomped out, and might leave on a stretcher.
Or airlift.
Lucky.
Or tell them about the airlift.
Lucky, you know what I mean?
Tell them what an airlift is.
Oh, that's when the helicopter come for you because you got hit in your vital spots.
You know, and they got to fly you to another hospital.
Yeah, anything vital you get hit, meaning your intestines, your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, you going on a helicopter ride.
Is that a regular move in there?
All the time.
You know, so that's why I'm on. Listen, Gene, that's why I decided to cut you off. That's why I'm doing this YouTube channel to explain to the youth that it's nothing nice in the penitentiary. And they sending y'all to the penitentiary. Y'all coming in young because they got a new point system. If you're involved in a gang, you start at 20 points, and you only need. Go ahead.
But guess what, though? All they sending is a young black youth, right? You don't even see the young white kids.
You heard that? So,
you know, they in camps and lows and SCIs, but they sending all the babies to the USPs that are black and brown.
You heard that? That's a man that's in prison doing 29 years talking to you right now.
I'm looking at them now watching TV.
You know what I mean? None of them going to the law library. You know?
Yeah. Hey, man, listen, they unique. They sending dudes in here now to the federal U.S. prisons with 30 months.
Get out of here.
30 months, bro.
Nah.
We got a homie in from the Bronx got locked up in Texas. He has absolutely no business in here. And guess what? He wasn't even here 3 weeks. Another homie stabbed him 7 times.
You heard that? The little homie from the Bronx got caught up in Texas, had 30 months, you know what I mean? And another little homie stabbed him up 7 times.
I'm talking about 7 times. He's like, what did I do? He ain't even know what he done. He getting hit up.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Now the homie who stabbed him for nothing, now we got to try to locate him and deal with him. Because he was wrong for that one. You feel me?
Explain to him what you mean by contacting them and dealing with them so they understand.
Oh, I'm going to have people on the street track his name and see where he land, what USP land at.
You know?
And of course, you know, we got the hitters all over the place.
You know?
And he going to get dealt with.
Y'all hit that like button, man. I'm giving y'all exclusive, man. My man, so let me run this back real quick, Gene. I know you only got 15. But my man had a death penalty, capital murder in Virginia. You understand? Blue trial. You know what I mean? Him and his 12 co-defendants went to trial. You know what I mean? They Haitian. Big shout out to the Haitian community. Hit that like button. You know what I mean? They Haitian. You know, they went down to Virginia. They did their thing. Not bragging about none of that. We telling y'all don't do it. Don't get involved. So we're not saying do it. It's cool. We just letting you know that he's stuck. If you could do it all over again, Gene, would you do it all over again?
Nah, not this way.
You heard that, and he been in 29 years. You know, and
not this way. I'm done.
And I'm gonna let him state for the record again. In those 29 years, have you ever thought that, damn, I should have told?
Hell nah.
You understand?
No. Death before dishonor, man.
Yo, how old?
That's why I'm still here.
How old was you when you went in?
Shoot, I'm 33 years old, man. I'm gonna be 63 now.
He came in at 33 and he's going to be 63 years old. If you young boys want this for your life, keep doing it. You understand? You keep doing it if you want it. The phone just cut off. So I just had to give y'all a little exclusive, man. You know, because the homie just called me, because they call me every morning and I, keep their spirits up and they remind me of where we came from. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So don't sit here and think that nothing is sweet, because ain't nothing sweet about prison. You're not going to no prison walking around by yourself, acting like everything is good and you can survive. You could do that back in the 90s when it wasn't a lot of people in there, but now everybody's in there. You know what I mean? So let's get that straight. You know what I mean? You're not doing it. Hit that like button, man. I've been on here long enough. You know what I mean? So that's my man, Gene Oscar. Google him. Gene Oscar, Oscar, Norfolk, Virginia. Capital murder. Never thought about telling. Never thought about telling. So when I hear people on this YouTube talking about, this one was facing a death penalty, this one was facing life, this one was facing 40 years, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Listen, them thoughts don't cross our mind, my nigga. I fall on my own sword before I tell on somebody. And I'm telling you, don't get the twisted mentality I got. So I'm telling you, don't get involved in the street, because that's the mentality you're going to have to survive in the joint, because you can't go in there and say that, I'm a tell, I told. Once they find out you tell, you getting stabbed up. And like my man just said, a little homie came in with 30 months out the Bronx, you know what I mean? Caught his case in Texas, and another homie stabbed him 7 times for no reason. And the no reason 9 times out of 10 is because the little homie was going home in 30 months and he was going to be there a little longer. You know what I mean? And that happened within 7 weeks, he said, 3 weeks, whatever he said. Y'all heard it. Run the tape back, because y'all look for shit to complain about to try and justify this rat shit. We don't do that. I ain't got nothing against nobody that tell. You got to deal with your own issues when you lay on your head on the pillow. You understand what I'm saying? So only God could judge you. So I don't care who told, that's on you, but I'm not doing it. That's not me. I'm not cut from that cloth. You know what I mean? But I got to worry about me and my family. But back to where we was at, we talking about what it's like in the USP. You understand what I'm saying? The penitentiary. You're not walking around no penitentiary without the homies holding you down. Because when the wolves come, especially if you eating, the homies got to be eating. You understand what I'm saying? Because like the homie I was telling you about in California, when the homie got tired of giving them the dope or whatever at night, and then he wanted it during the day, and he went and got the bar. End of the day, he ain't gonna let nothing happen to the homie. Hit that like button. He ain't gonna let nothing happen to the homie. So, now when somebody controls all the markets in the jail, you understand what I'm saying? Meaning the ticket, you know what I mean? The poker table, the drugs, you understand what I'm saying? He makes sure everybody eat because he's eating. Like I said, dudes bought houses out of them joints, man. Let me see some of these comments. Let me know what comments I need to be responding to, man. Or y'all just sitting here listening fascination to this crazy ass world. I'm trying to prevent you from going down. Hit that like button, man. You know what I mean? But I'm glad my man called when he called, and I'll probably get another 2 or 3 calls if I stay on here long enough, because the brothers keep in touch. You understand what I'm saying? But look him up. His name is Gene Oscar. If y'all from down there in Norfolk, y'all know who Gene Oscar is, like you know who Kenny Speed is. Listen. Yeah, I know Saquon. You know what I mean? I know Saquon. Like I said, the federal system is only this big, man. It's this goddamn big. It fit in the palm of your hand. So you're going to run across everybody. And whatever you do in there, you know what I mean? It goes to the next jail. Like he said, he just stabbed the dude. Hit the like button. Like he said, the little homie stabbed the little homie that had 30 months from the Bronx, caught his case in Texas. It was getting ready to go home. Now he got 7 holes in him to take home for no reason. But they're going to chastise the homie that stabbed him for no reason, because we're not animals in there. You know what I mean? We're not animals in there. Let's get that straight. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Only way, to deal with a full press is to be man enough to stand up and defend yours. So if you're not trying to stand up and defend yours, do like my man, big shout out to Louisiana, Richard Pena said, file chapter 11. Because if a nigga think you eating, he want to eat too. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know what it is. You know what I mean? Splashy, what up? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Tata from Queens. Come on, that's family. I know exactly what you're talking about. Listen, we always together, my brother. That's why they don't like me on YouTube. Because they say this nigga too cocky, he too arrogant. You know what I mean? He say he know everybody. He said he been here, he been there, because I have and I do. You know what I mean? I have and I do. You know what I mean? Brooklyn know who Oscar is. And Norfolk, that caught his case, know who Oscar is. You understand what I'm saying? Man, I'm not even going to get into his case. I might bring him up and let him tell you himself. But I'm letting you know we're dealing with men, man. So stay out of them people prison. Don't get involved in that. It ain't worth it because I know you ain't got that mentality. You just heard a man, and that was exclusive that I didn't even know was coming while I was doing this. My man just told me, yo, you need to clarify the difference between the levels of prison because people is thinking that you could, survive in there on your own. No, only way you can, but you got to file Chapter 11. You got to act like you broke because if a nigga see you eating too many soups or too many zooms and whams, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? So to prevent, a dude coming at you, you better act like you ain't got it because if you act like you got it and he think you got it, you know what I mean? He feel that he deserve it and not you because he a wolf. He got 2 knives on him at all times, looking for somebody to prey on. And then there you go, running the biggest ticket on the compound and so on and so on. You know what I mean? You couldn't get a better live than I just gave you right now. And I don't care if I get 100,000 views on this, 1,000 views, or 100 views. All I want is one young man to understand what G and Oscar just said. He been in jail 29 years, went in at 33. He's getting ready to be 63 years old. He's still got life, still fighting for his freedom, and he never thought about telling, and he'd fall on his sword before he dishonor the code that y'all say don't exist. So us with the code, you know what I mean? They want us to die in the prison so that y'all out here, you know what I mean? Think that it was no code and y'all could change the narrative that you could do what you want to do. But when you wind up behind that wall in that penitentiary, you got to run into people like that. You got that? Now, I've been on here long enough. Let's see if they got any questions before I go, man. Unit, go ahead. Let me see where we at. Now, listen, I don't know where Sean Branch was at. No disrespect to him. I don't think he was in the federal penitentiary. I know he wasn't in the federal penitentiary system because I would have known. But, he probably did his time in Lawton. He official dude. I was in D.C. back in the days. Trust me, I know who he is. I know Shorty Pop. I know all of them. I was in Eastgate, Simple City, you know what I mean, back in the 80s. You understand what I'm saying? When it was a murder capital, you know what I mean? Alfred Jamal Watson, thanks for the donation. That's what I'm saying. I'm giving y'all all this content and, you know what I mean? Nobody supports. You know what I mean? At least hit that like button. Thanks, Alfred. Yeah. So what's the next question? Let me see. Yeah, Splashy. Slug from Harlem. He official. He's still on the block. Slug out there. You know what I mean? Okay, what was the funniest thing that I heard in prison when I said I got to get out of prison? I was in Atwater, California. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you that. Because I love my Atwater because that was the craziest joint because there was no rules, no structure. I'm in Atwater, and I'm in a cell with a little dude out of Kissimmee, Florida. Like I said, I don't like to say names because I'm not into that. I'm with a little dude out of Kissimmee, Florida. You know what I mean? And me and him cellies. Now, I wanted to sell in front of the TV. So I'm looking for a cell to buy. Yeah, we got to buy cells in the prison. We got to buy a government cell. So I'm looking for a cell to buy in front of the TV. So when they close the door, I can get my remote control. I can watch my TV, drink my little white lightning, and smoke my weed at night. You know what I mean? And do my homework. You know what I mean? And get my trades. That's why I'm a certified plumber, certified electrician, certified HVAC and refrigeration specialist, certified mechanic, certified culinary arts cook. You know what I mean? And I also took computer automation in there. That's how I know to catch on to this computer stuff. But while I'm in there studying my trades as I'm going on, and this is back in like 2008, right after the correction officer got killed out there. I'm in the cell with a little dude from Kissimmee, and, he was a gunner. You know what I mean? But he sold me the cell, but, he all the way from Florida, and I used to be in Miami, so I respect the Miami dudes. So all I told him is, yo, my man, Oh, y'all don't know what a gunner is. A gunner is somebody that pull out their pee-pee and jack off at the women. They could look at a woman and sit there and put their hand in their pants or pull their joint out and go to whacking. That's what you call a gunner. AKA, we call them a Taliban. You understand what I'm saying? AKA, we call them a sniper. You know what I mean? But that's what this kid was. But all I told him was, yo, whatever you doing with your little pee-pee, do that shit outside the cell, because if I catch you doing it in here, I'm gonna kill you in here. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna punish you. I'm gonna kill you, because I ain't never seen no man's pee-pee other than my own. And if I ever do, I want to be able to go to my grave knowing that I murdered a nigga for disrespecting my manhood, for even putting it anywhere where I could see it. But this little dude used to run around the prison anywhere they had a female. They put the different females in different units, that work, the correction officers, so they don't get too comfortable in in one unit, so dudes don't wind up getting into their head, because we got the best manipulators in there. AKA, I told y'all about the pen pal game. You know what I mean? So now this little dude, wherever he's seen a female, he'll come on every day, and him and it'd be a whole group of them. They run around and they looking for wherever the female is working, and then all of them go stand up in front of that unit, put their hand in their pants, and start masturbating. You understand what I'm saying? But believe me, they ain't letting nobody see their pee-pee. But they putting their hand in their pants, they hiding by a building, and they doing what they got to do. You understand what I'm saying? So, so this dude, I said, yo, you was in Florida in Coleman. That is only about 45 minutes from Coleman where you was at. You know what I mean? So how did you get out here? He said, man, it was this one chick, man. She used to always let me gun her. That's another word for masturbation. So when I ain't got to keep saying masturbation. But, he said, yo, this chick used to always let me gun her. I gunned her. I mean, I used to gun her 3-4 times, a shift. You know what I mean? She worked 8-hour shift. I get my man, go back, take a shower, you know what I mean? Throw on my prayer oil, you know what I mean? Change my outfit, put on a new pair of sneakers, and I go back and I gun her. You know what I mean? He said, man, one day I was gunning her, and one of the co-workers, this dude, another male CO, saw me gunning this female CO, and, he made her write me up. You know what I mean? So I said, he made her write you up. He said, if they both on the street, they COs or whatever, she could have told him she didn't want to write you up. You know what I mean? And she was going to give you a break. You know what I mean? He said, nah, but she wanted it. I said, she wanted it? I said, how you know she wanted it? He said, man, because that's my girl. We got married. I said, you got married in the prison? He said, yeah, I told her she was my wife and I claimed her. So if anybody else talked to her, I was going to stab him. You know what I mean? So she knows she was my wife. So I understand why my wife wrote me up. Hit that like button, man. You understand what I'm saying? Say, I don't understand why my wife wrote me up. This is what he's saying. And he's masturbating to this woman. So I said, let me see that shot. So he let me see the shot. And I said, okay, go to the unit team. Tell them you want to see your central file and get the documents so we can see what she said, in the memorandum to support this incident report. I do legal work. You know what I mean? I say, maybe we could beat it. If that was your wife, then we could fight this. But I'm just playing along with him because I just want to see what this female said. So when he went and got the documents and he brought it back and I read the documents, that woman wrote down that man came in there 3 times a day, any shift she was working. He was stalking her. She feared for her life. She didn't want to do nothing because she was scared that he might stab her. So she asked a male CO that she was cool with to come to the unit so that she could hold him down for when she write him up to try and get him transferred. And that man is all the way over there 2 years later telling me I'm trying to get back to Coleman because I know my wife missed me. I said, good, goo. I got to get up out of here. You know what I mean? I got to get up out of here. But let me wrap this up. I've been on here an hour, man. I wasn't coming on this long. You know what I mean? Again, Jamal, thank you for the Alpha Jamal. Thank you for the donation. You know what I mean? That's real, recognizing real, man. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just letting y'all know, man, that's what it is in the penitentiary. Don't go there. Don't get involved in that. I've been on here an hour. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's levels to the penitentiary. My man Gene Oscar just called in to let you know you ain't walking around no compound not doing nothing. I mean, getting money, not feeding the wolves or your homies, because the homies is the wolves because they're going to protect you. You know what I mean? So, let's stop that. You know what I mean? RG, good looking. You know what I mean? When you bring in the 90s posse's man, 90s posse, you got that. You know what I mean? You got that. You know what I mean? My man donated. I'm going to get him somebody from the 90s posses up here. Matter of fact, As a matter of fact, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring my man Jimmy Toole back up here. You know what I mean? Jimmy Toole is my man that got shot, you know, a number of times. Official dude. I'm gonna contact Jimmy Toole, and next week I'm gonna bring Jimmy Toole up here, and I'm gonna do a live with Jimmy Toole. So Jimmy Toole break down the 90s posse and everything back then. You understand what I said? So it is what it is, man. I'm getting ready to tap out. You know what I mean? Thank you again, Alpha Jamal. You know what I mean? And the good brother Art G. You know, but I've been on here long enough, man. Hit that like button one last time. Hit the like button. Do what you got to do. And I love that. I got 166 to say on my end, and I got 134 thumbs up. Thank you. You know what I mean? If you don't donate, at least just hit that thumbs up. You know what I mean? To show appreciation. You know what I mean? Nigga ain't begging, but a nigga show some appreciation by hitting that thumbs up, that you appreciate the knowledge and wisdom and the prison prevention that I'm giving you. You know what I mean? And give a big shout out to my man Gene Oscar. See, I'm watching the likes go up as we speak. Hit that like button before we go off. You know what I mean? If y'all like what's going on, hit the like button. I'm gonna wait for y'all to hit it. I'm gonna see if we could hit 163 likes to go with the 163 watching. I want to know that everybody in here like what I just gave you today, because y'all got that for free. You understand what I'm saying? My man been down 30 years, been down 29 years, going on 30 years, went in at 33 years old. Hit the like button. He's going on 63 years old. He had capital murder. Him and his 12 co-defendants went to trial. This is not a superhero. This is just a man from our era. You know? So everybody scheming gang, stand by that. Stand by that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is. But I'm telling you, don't get involved in that. Because if you do, then you have to stand by that. That's why I wear my joint at. I must have dropped it. I thought I had my little shirt. Oh, here it is right here. So y'all understand. Go cop the joint, man. You know what I mean? Yo, go cop the joint. You got the right to remain silent. I'm telling you, don't get involved. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Stay far away from it. But if you think you're tough enough to do it, know that there's rules to it. I just put a man on the phone that been through it. My man, Gene Oscar. I keep saying his name because I want y'all to Google him for those of y'all that don't know. Those of y'all from Norfolk know who he is. You know what I mean? We got 147 thumbs up. Give me that, and then I'm out of here. Let's catch up. We only about 5 behind, so we can catch up. I don't care if we lose somebody. I want the numbers to be the same. Y'all like the content? Give me a thumbs up. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. You know what I mean? But, you know, everybody's in here. You know, my man Derek Easter Day. That's it. Yeah. Thanks, Derek Easter Day. Now I'm gonna come on, man. Of course, I'm gonna bring a Brooklyn's 90s posse, official yard man. Me run with the yard man them. When I came from Jamaica, I was in Brooklyn back in the late 70s when the 90s posse was just, you know, forming and all that. When the Gully posse was forming, you know, when the Shower posse was forming, when the Spanglers was forming. You know what I mean? Now I like that. My thumbs is higher than my viewers. You know what I mean? So now this is where I tap out. But I'm letting y'all know I appreciate y'all for coming in. Don't go to prison. And you're not walking on nobody's damn compound if you're not looking out for your homies, which is AKA the wolves or the wolf protectors. You know what I mean? So you ain't going to go there and say, man, I made this money selling drugs. This all mine. I made this money selling tickets. This all mine. Okay, when the beef comes, it's all yours. Then you're going to get busted in the head, go to another jail, and when dudes get you at the other jail, they're going to hear that you got, before you even get there, it's going to be said that you got busted in the head because you wasn't looking out for the homies. Because whenever I hit a compound, everybody's happy because they know, not bragging, I ain't know no better, I was still selling drugs. You know what I mean? So they know that now they get ready to eat. I'm getting ready to sell drugs and make sure my whole team eat. All right? So I'm getting ready to tap out. You know what I mean? God bless you. Make sure y'all cop the book of Rowan Harlem at rowanharlem.com. I got the audio book out too, rowanharlem.com. Let's get it. All right? I'm out. All right. Stream ended. All right. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Oh, this one I got to hit. There it is. Now I hit it. Now it